What's going on, guys? It's the Nightwing at Way of Life Esports coming at you guys with another League of Legends video here today. But that's what you guys will be watching later on. So this is Rift Insight Season 1, Episode 23?
Three.
So, yeah, 23. First season is done. The first season has been concluded. I just want to say we had a great end segue to finish off this. So the last two streams me and my friend did where they peaked like almost 2,000, 3,000 views. That was amazing. The 2020 offseason has been insane. Reckless going to G2, Perks going to C9, Power Vivo going to TSM, Alfari, Santorin going to Team Liquid, Doublelift retiring, probably based off getting screwed. Yeah.
I was about to say Doublelift going to the retirement home.
Oh my god!
Holy.
Oh.
This is a streamer now for T1, so.
Wait, what?
What?
Wait, what? Wait,
LS is an official streamer for T1. He's
LS.
Okay, LS.
yeah. I heard the
okay.
same thing. I thought you said Doublelift. I'm like, what happened?
What
This is new to me.
Oh no, he's right. LS will be a streamer. He's not going to cast LCK anymore.
Mm-hmm.
What year do we live in now? Like, what is this?
I don't know. This year has been all kinds of topsy-turvy.
Like,
Gotta feel bad for him. Not
imagine
gonna
a
lie.
world, dude. Imagine a world where like we were just talking about this last week. C9 can't make any more upgrades past Perks unless they just buy caps. If Perks like fails in the next 3 years, and by fail,
Interesting.
like
You're saying
and
they
by-
can't
and-
make any roster updates.
no, to the
besides-
mid lane, that'll be
yeah.
To this level, because like you're
Oh,
getting
of course
Perks,
not.
man. This
Oh,
is
yeah,
like. I
I
don't know
thought
what
you
else
meant like
be
they
doing.
could make an upgrade
No,
on their
to this
roster. I'm like,
forever.
wait.
Yeah. Whether or not
No,
Fudge
they can make
works
upgrades.
Out, yeah, whether or not Fudge works out, that could be a potential upgrade. But let's see how he goes.
I have to say, even as a TSM fan, but as a
Ew.
watching, this is gonna be a new era and the most exciting. Like, this is gonna determine how League goes on from here on out. I agree. Honestly. It's gonna mean a lot. I think it's gonna because all these major names are retiring. I completely agree, because now you're gonna get to see if fans are fans for major player names or if they're fans of teams. Have these orgs actually built their brands enough to a point where all these giant names leaving, are they still gonna have the same brand value that they've always had? Is TSM still gonna be king? I think so. We'll see.
I think the gap is kind of closed between TSM and some other teams, specifically Cloud9. It seems like Cloud9 also has,
If
legions
I'm judging
of
by
fans
fan
who are-
bases.
Oh, I'm talking about brand, yeah.
Well, if you're talking about fan bases, in my personal opinion, it's TSM, Cloud9, Team Liquid. 100 Thieves is actually really popular. Outside of
Yep.
League of Legends, they are extremely popular. Oh my
Like
god, they have so
Peril.
many fans.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, it helps being owned by the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Yeah, that definitely helps.
Yeah.
Also
so they
helps
have-
you have Valkyrie, the #1 female streamer on YouTube. Holy
Yeah.
shit. And she's like
Mhm.
hot as hell. Like,
But
oh
also,
my god.
the Golden Guardians own that team that we never talk about at the bottom of the standings. That
Dude.
had their entire team bought out by the 100 Thieves.
Bro, Kafta
So it doesn't work all the time.
Kafta hates the idea that Golden Guardians LCS 2020 roster got bought out by 100 Thieves.
No, I don't even mind the fact that they got bought out. I think I said this in the last time when we were talking about like rosters. The
Mhm.
Golden Guardians roster for me just is I appreciate that they went rookie talent. I don't get it. None of that roster synergizes well with me, but that's just personal opinion. Whatever.
But then TSM's roster absolutely synergizes 100%, right?
I never said that.
I mean,
I did not get a chance to even commentate on that because last time I was sure Sword Art wasn't even coming. Last time we talked about it.
I definitely have been keeping up with TSM because, of course, I'm a fan, and I'm actually more impressed with their staff, who they got for staff, than the players.
I agree.
But
We'll dive in that later because I know you're gonna
It's about
start.
to have some fun in here. We're about
Yeah,
to
no.
see
Hell yeah.
who is. This is gonna be fun. Because this came up by one of my other YouTuber friends, and he put this up, and I was like, okay, I like this idea because I've always wanted to do this. Because when I first started the channel, it was basically just me and my friend in his house talking about like LCS player rankings. But now we can do it by our computers. How times have changed. But overall for the season, I'm happy. The LCS is finally moving on for some players, and I understand like there's going to be concern with the new guys coming in because they just aren't going to be good. And the problem here is like, is the fans capable of understanding these guys are new? It's going to take some time for them to get good, because it's one thing to preach about getting new people, but it's one thing to be understanding with their development.
It depends if they watch traditional sports. If they watch traditional sports, they'll probably understand that concept. But a lot of people who watch esports don't usually like traditional sports, so they might not, have to deal with that over the course of watching entertainment like that.
I mean, okay, so new players are always going to have a question mark over their head. If they can at least perform a little bit rather than just getting raffle stomped every single game. I don't really know too many fans, except for like, the kind of disturbing rabid fanboys of like Sneaky and stuff, where like any replacement is just going to be immediately just trashed on no matter what. I think I would like to say that NA is past the point where it's like all fans are just the rabid salivating fanboys that we used to see. I think we're past that point. But this season will definitely show that with Doublelift, especially. Like that's some Power of Evil has big shoes to step into with Bjergsen leaving. And who is it? Lost, or who's replacing Doublelift now? Did they confirm that? Lost?
Yeah,
okay.
Lost.
Yeah. Lost, I feel like, is even like this is just the ultimate do or die moment for him. Like,
really? I think it's Huni on the hot seat, man. I don't. If anyone's on the hot seat on the TSM roster, it's gonna be Huni. Like, it doesn't seem like a lot. Like, Lost has some. Yeah, but like, you give rookies the benefit of the doubt. Like, you give FBI. Like, after what we saw happen with FBI, he was sucked for the first split. He was terrible first split, constantly getting caught out, and then he became arguably the number one ADC in NA. Arguably, I know Sven's. I would say Sven's better, but like, FBI is up there now, and he had a terrible first split. I would give him Lost at least like 10 games minimum.
No, but that's
before
what
I started
mean.
Talking shit.
No, that's what I mean. Is I think we're past the point where we just immediately shit on the player. What I mean though is, in terms of like the litmus test, I feel like Bjergsen rabid fanboys are going to be appeased by Power of Evil coming in, because he's a proven talent and people understand that sure, he might not be an exact one-to-one replacement in Bjergsen, but at least he's on the same level. Doublelift is, I hate to say the pariah status, but that's kind of what it feels like, where I feel like no matter who they brought in, the fanboys are still gonna like put him under a microscope. Huni is just always like, at this point, everyone's questioning him. Everyone's gonna look at Huni and be like, I don't know. Like, that's just.
But I agree with you 100%. But I think that's actually what puts you on the hot seat if you're a TSM fan. Like, I don't get the Huni pickup at all. Lost pickup actually makes a lot of sense, even if they force Doublelift out. I honestly think that this roster with Lost might be better than with Doublelift. And I know that's a really controversial opinion, because
that's controversial, actually.
So my perspective on it is that Doublelift was a mid-tier ADC for a majority of last year. Like, yes, he shined in the finals of the LCS, and he had a good series against Team Liquid. You take those two series out, he was like number 6 ADC in NA. I could list 5 other ADCs above him.
Yep,
I agree. FBI and Sven, Tactical, Johnson.
Yeah. So you could put him in the same tier as Johnson, is my point. And like, is that really like? Are you really that upset to lose that in terms of skill level? Now, Brand is a completely different thing. He, in my opinion, is the greatest North American player of all time. Like, including Bjergsen, because Bjergsen is an import, and that for me means you lose a few points in my own determination of the ranking. But regardless of whether you put 1 or 2, he's
what's up, Tony?
History-wise, he's one of the greatest. But I don't think that he was playing that well.
What's up, Sama? How you doing, man? What? Oh, Lemillion. I forgot you have the Lemillion. Oh, I can't. No, that's nope. Let's go to My Hero Academia. Give me spoilers. Can't bring it back. Oh no. Did you watch the new chapter? Did you read the new chapter, Sama? Chapter 293. Yeah, that's where it's at. What's up, man? How you been doing? Doublelift. It's this thing though. Do you guys really think they would have kept Doublelift going into 2021? Because he really wasn't that good. Like TSM showed a brief glimpse of brilliance. What's that word? Brilliance and a brief stint of really strongness in the LCS 2020 summer playoff. Yeah. Outside of that, dude, I wasn't really impressed by TSM all year. I personally think, unpopular opinion, they probably should have kept Dardoch and Kabe. They probably should have kept that going, man.
No. Dardoch, no. Kabe,
no.
Yes.
I think should have kept Kabe. Or not, or if not Dardoch, keep Kabe. Like, they really did not do him.
Here's the thing. They had tactical when they got Kabe. So that's why I'm just like,
and they had Johnson
before. There's a talent evaluation problem. Personally, I think that they shouldn't have kept Doublelift. And I know this is a controversial opinion. You're fine to disagree with me on this. I think that they shouldn't have kept Doublelift, and they should have went with Lost. But if Doublelift had not brought up the fact that he would not play, he would still be on that team. I think that TSM always values the brand player over their the potential high risk, high reward player.
100%.
I think that Doublelift honestly kicked himself off the team. And he didn't have all the information, which we'll probably get into in a second. But if he wanted to stay, I think that team was his to stay on.
So, I think what's really going to help TSM though, I think their bot lane is going to be miles better, regardless, because they have Sword Art.
Yeah, of course, yes.
Yeah,
100%.
I don't think it matters who the AD carry was last year to this year.
I'm going to say this though: Sword Art is kind of risky. Like $6 million for Sword Art is like
okay. Well, I mean, keep the money out of it. You think he's a top 3 support in NA?
I think he's the top 3 support in NA, and honestly, Core JJ at least proved that supports can 1v9 the entire map if they're given the correct champions and everything. However, it's not the slam dunk move.
You have an issue with the value. You have an issue with the value.
I have an issue with the value, but also from the sheer standpoint of there are so many more issues that TSM has that bringing in top 3 support isn't going to fix.
Well,
like the Biofrost was not, I would say, the biggest issue with TSM. As a matter of fact, he was not.
He was awful. He was not Bio of 2017, 2016 with good engages. He was constantly caught out. He was warding at awkward times. He was he was like Hillisang on cocaine and I don't know what else. Like he was just doing something like he was off in Narnia doing a lot of things.
Here's my thing with TSM. The thing with TSM, ever since Lustboy back in like 2015, from when I started first watching them, from 2014 to 2015, I consistently see them always pick up shot calling supports and not listen to them. Why pick up a shot calling support and not listen to them? Yellow Star, Mithy, Smoothie, now Sword Art, 4 times 100%.
But Biofrost was not a shot calling support.
That's why I didn't list. That's why I didn't list them, because you gotta kind of like the thing with getting Sword Art is I think that's a good pickup. The pickup isn't the problem. The pickup's problem is it's the play style Sword Art's going to offer to them, and are they really going to like listen to it? Because Sword Art molded, Mesa and Karsa when they were on the Flash Wolves. They had a nice trio there on Suning. You guys just saw him with Angel SOFM and all those other guys. So on TSM, he's coming down to some downgrades here, like Spica and Sword Art. That sounds like a terrible jungle support duo. That sounds like garbage.
I don't know.
I'll let Warren talk.
Maybe not garbage in NA, but like
NA standards, they might be gods. But that's the difference.
My worldwide standard, I'm on the same page with you. My main problem is, like going back to just straight value. I am not sure on this, but first off, if Sword Art's supposed to be their shot caller, there's probably going to be a language barrier, or at least a communication breakdown.
His English was good in the introduction.
Was it good in the introduction?
It was good. It was good.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
What was it? Shot calling in the middle of a stressful match. Good.
You cannot know that unless you're in the scrims with them, right?
Like,
That's impossible.
I think they're gonna.
He's like, well, I'm out.
For a second, every time we listen to comms in the middle of a fight, there's not anything eloquent being said there. It's usually Jace, or they're yelling out the single thing over and over again.
Well, the most important comms are not in fights, but before or after them.
Never.
Yes, it's about the decision.
That's the thing, though. People have that perception where it's just name calling. It's actually not. Most of what they're shot calling is literally what Riot doesn't show you those mic checks. They're actually talking a lot in terms of the person who's giving the information. Riot's just trash and doesn't show us that because
mic checks are
casual.
Brilliant. Like the mic check thing is brilliant because to the average person, they're like, oh yeah, we're getting to see behind the scenes of like what it's actually like to be there. And like anyone who's actually like heard comms, like full comms from a game is just like, yeah, that's like 5 seconds of the entire fucking game. Like,
yeah, Riot Blastoise actually talked about that in, I think it was 2 years ago, where he said that we can't actually release the full voice comms because strats would be leaked. And they're not allowed to actually do that. But if you got a full exactly, so that's why even in ProView you can't actually hear them. That was an option that they were considering, and the pros were very against it, rightfully so. Like you would give up a lot of strats and a lot of like what makes C9, what makes TSM, like, yeah. So that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like with the so like going back to Lost, like I'm looking at this guy's like playing career, and he did okay in O's for a bit, but like let's be fair, he was on Echo Fox. Like that's a terrible org. Like don't get me wrong, I like Rick Fox as a person, but like it's nice he's gonna be on a real organization in that sense. And to go back what Nightwing was saying, I am a full believer that it is great that Bjergsen is not there in Doublelift. Finally, he's not gonna shot call, he's not gonna it's gonna be somebody else in the mid lane determining what is going on. Like PoE is not known as a shot caller. Like he's not. Like that's
the entire reason they had to bring in someone like Swordart. If it wasn't going to be Swordart, it was going to be I don't fucking know. Like whoever else they could get their hands on. Yeah, there you go.
God.
Exactly. Right, and I agree. And I agree that like I feel like Swordart is. I'm not comparing it because Lust Boy did pretty well. He's the Lust Boy for TSM. I'm not saying he's Lust Boy level because we don't know, right? But that's like how I feel. And this team, like if I had to do it like off the top, I think they squeeze in to 6. I mean, like
wow.
And I'm being.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie to you. I was thinking the same thing. I think their max peak might be like 5th place, dude.
No. You cannot say a max peak for TSM is 5th.
Because that's where I got that dislike from.
But
I disagree.
Sorry, but just straight up, if you took the max potential of every single player, the lowest potential that I could possibly put on that team is Lost, and that's still not bad. So like the max potential of the team is there.
Yeah, I think that they're putting like
I just don't think they're ever going to reach that.
I'm assuming you guys are putting like 100 Thieves at their ceiling. You're putting like EG somehow definitely just becomes a god this season for the first time in his entire life.
This is my thing with this TSM roster is this feels like a team that EG would build. This doesn't really feel like a traditional TSM team.
That's what I was going to get into.
Yeah, because this feels like a combobulated mess of random
what
players,
is a traditional TSM team outside of Doublelift or Bjergsen?
No, dude. Okay, so here... This is my take on TSM. I actually think that I don't know how we don't understand this after 10 seasons of watching League, but it's the classic thing that TSM is really good at one thing and really bad at another, and we still don't seem to understand that getting to Worlds, the journey to get to Worlds versus what you need to do to perform at Worlds is a completely different thing. And TSM is really good at taking the test to get to Worlds. And if you know what I mean, it's that to get to Worlds, teams have to play against players and organizations that they understand at a high level. Teams get to scrim against the same players and organizations. They adapt to the same metas. Teams have weeks and weeks and weeks to learn and improve from their competition. Best of ones have almost no impact on which team qualifies for Worlds. All that matters is like the team's ability to prepare a strategy for this one opponent in that 1 week in playoffs, right? Like that's TSM's bread and butter. And if they have drafted a roster built around what Bjergsen thinks is the best for that strategy, this makes a lot of sense to me. Actually, like you have a BB-esque top laner with a much higher upside and a much lower downside. And you have a mid laner that's pretty much, if you had to carbon copy Bjergsen and just subtract some intangibles, like you would get Power of Evil, who's honestly, I think, a better control mage player, but worse at most other things to Bjergsen. And then you have the same exact jungler. You've downgraded maybe at ADC, and you have a massive upgrade in terms of support. I think that this roster should place third. And if they don't place third, it is a massive failure on the part of the coaching staff and the management staff of TSM.
And
I genuinely mean that.
To go on from that, go ahead, Ravioli.
I mean, they have PoE is my thing I'm looking at, and has PoE ever, in the entire time he's been in the NA LCS, has he ever like finished below, I think, third in the playoffs?
That's
on
the thing.
Optic.
He's such an underrated player.
Yeah, Optic.
Yeah, Optic.
Also,
Optic.
fuck you, Warren, for making me defend TSM. What am I doing? Like, I hate this. Why am I the one ranking TSM higher than everyone? What the fuck?
Hey, I didn't rank them shit. I stepped up.
Oh,
for
we
them.
are.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Well,
Look at this guy, TSM, undervaluing his own team so that we compliment him.
I think it's gonna take.
My God.
K for Polo.
Well,
How you doing, man? He says TSM seems like they would have more synergy issues than 100 Thieves or Golden Guardians.
Well, I think. Well, my thing is is that they got two hires that they got Curry from FlyQuest, and they got
boy K's,
and they got another guy from Origin.
K's.
Yeah, K's.
Right?
And I think that's gonna really help them analyze and be strategic and because Parth. Like, I don't know, man. Sometimes the drafting was just like something out of Zootopia. So I don't know what they're doing.
TSM would literally first pick Rakan every single time, and nothing changed. They would consistently do that.
Yeah.
And then you would have the other side banning it out sometimes. They didn't know what the fuck they would pick. They would fucking, oh my god, dude. TSM's drafting phase was like a fucking cloud fiesta, dude. That shit was so predictable. Remember that competition they had that one time with like Bard and Anivia? I was like, what is this?
Was that
terrible?
A genuine question. I actually don't know this, but do we know that Parth was responsible for drafting? Because when I watched that TSM Legends episode, it seemed like there was this other random kid.
Yeah, this white guy.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure he fucked up that first game where they gave up Lucian Eve or whatever to Fnatic.
Bro, that was the biggest L I've ever seen. How do you know Selfmade?
You just don't see.
Players
no, they didn't see Lucian was. They didn't see Lucian was up.
Remember in the when they did the reveal video for the groups and shit, like the TSM video where they said that Selfmade's strongest champion is nothing but a bunch of Evelyn highlights?
Yeah.
Well, then why do you give him Evelyn then?
No, did you not see that episode? Dude, they literally didn't see Lucian was up. They picked Nidalee first pick. They didn't realize they didn't ban Lucian. They literally forgot that they didn't ban Lucian.
Bro, this is some troll drafting.
Lucian was a champion in the game, huh?
So
yeah.
I gotta ask you guys, as a TSM fan, now the only preposterous thing I had in my head is, right?
Besides being a TSM fan?
And we've seen crazy things happen. If TSM outperformed C9, would you feel that Jack lost in the off season?
Here, I got you.
Yeah. First of all, if that happens, then yes, everyone deserves to meme on C9. Like, that would be ridiculous. I think that C9 is genuinely a contender to get to the semis of Worlds. I think they're the number 6 team in the world. I genuinely believe that.
Whoa, buddy! I have okay. So I always root for my NA teams.
Uh-huh.
I will say that TL is definitely going to quarters, and they're getting out of groups. That is the only team I have hope in.
All right.
Yikes.
All right. Hold on. These hot takes.
Yeah.
Bro, these hot dude, keep throwing these hot takes at me.
I will believe.
I can explain. I can explain too.
You're gonna have to make a really good case for
TL.
any of this. Like,
I can make a great case. Go ahead.
All right.
I'll let Warren go first.
Hear me out. So like, we saw at Worlds with that TL had basically I think honestly TL's group was the real group of death, honestly, when you in hindsight, right? Because they had Suning. Let's disregard Machi, right? Even Machi took a win off of but they took a win off of them, right? But that was to me that because you had the finals in Suning
shot.
And
Dude, how is Group B not the group of death? What?
I mean, because look how Top performed against a Fnatic if they didn't, foobar half of their plays and played like they were doing solo queue. Point being is that, like, they were like 1-3, and they still managed to, so far since they've been like, since Steve has like put these teams together, they've always had a tiebreaker. They've always been pushing themselves, and I feel like when you like, honestly, I feel that G2 threw that game because they could have easily had TL. TL could have gotten into groups.
I agree.
If they had the tiebreaker, I think
they got better this year. Yep.
Right. And Jensen, say what you want, Jensen has always performed on the international stage.
Yeah.
Always
claps moms.
We saw the potential of Tactical was not afraid to go up against Perks. He was not afraid to go up against Wang Feng, even in the and you want that sort of gutsiness, that sort of fire. Alfari, from what I've seen, like thinking even, because I'm a big Alfari fan, I love top lane. So Alfari has always been like 1,000 challenger or higher. I think when Misfits boot camped, he got challenger in, what was it, 27? He got challenger in a week. He was dumpstering. I was watching that on Tracking the Pros. He was dumpstering those Korean top laners, which
so far everything you've said I agree with.
And first of all, Alfari plays lane's probably the best laner, probably the best top laner, hands down. He's gonna be. Santorin is a way better ex-Smithy, and he knows how to play to his team's strengths. If you kind of get,
I'm gonna rip apart all your points when you're done. I'll let them go first.
But and then lastly, like, think about. I think Jensen personally has something to prove. Because they almost beat TSM and made it to the finals. Like,
wait, but does anyone disagree that they're probably favorites to get out of quarters? I mean, get into quarters. Like, you don't think that
my problem with that
everyone
is
agrees with that, right?
It's hard to really make base predictions. Well, because it's hard to really make base predictions like that because we don't know the groups for
right. But
but
we're saying that they got better from this year, and this year they were really close, right?
Yeah.
So like, I think that should be a pretty reasonable.
And the year before they were really close.
But for real, for real, Team Liquid's current roster is an improvement. Yes. Mm-hmm. However,
that's big
but we are. I would honestly say the only reason Team Liquid even got close to getting out of groups was simply because the team ended up being able to mesh and play around each other in a way that honestly surprised everyone. Like, anyone who's like, "Oh yeah, no, this is exactly how I expected Team Liquid to perform." You're lying. You're fucking lying.
Dude, wait, how were they synergistic?
Think about that.
I thought Broxa was literally a dead weight for them the entire time. And I don't think they were synergistic at all. I think they had really solid laners.
Was not enough of a dead weight to make them lose 6 or 06.
Right.
No, this is an upgrade of a team, but to say that they're a shoo-in to get into quarterfinals when every single team that is competing and actually trying to, do something this year has made massive improvements on their rosters. With the only exception I would say is probably Sunning got gutted, so we're probably never going to see them again. PSG Talon pretty much gutted. Fnatic, I mean, they lost their main carry, but some people argue maybe that's a good thing. I think Fnatic got
better, actually.
That one's up in the.
That one's like debatable. You could argue that they kind of got upgrades for certain things they like to play around with.
Exactly. Yeah. So with the exception of like 2 top-tier teams, every single one of these rosters that was going into quarterfinals also at least stayed the same or got better. And then we're also not taking into account teams like Cloud9 that didn't get into Worlds last year that have just gone to fucking town on their roster and are putting together absolute fucking monsters. So not taking away from Liquid, I think what they did is probably they made the best possible moves that they could have. I honestly can't
in the right roles too.
In the right roles too. Yeah.
So can we at least agree, like, before we move on, let's just get a consensus. We all agree that C9 and Team Liquid are probably getting to Worlds, right?
If they don't, they have.
Yes, but like above an 80% chance. Like,
yes,
relatively.
If Cloud9 doesn't get to Worlds, they've done something incredibly wrong.
Exactly.
No, that's
the
thing.
We're talking about a hot take about like how far they can get at Worlds, whether or not they'll make it out of groups or not. We're all kind of in the consensus that they're probably going to make it to Worlds unless something terrible happens. Okay, all right. I'll let Warren continue because he had something to say.
My thing is that I think also that I think FlyQuest is a dark horse team that has a lot of potential with Diamond, and I could see them slipping into that 3rd spot because Licorice is going to be like, hey, you got rid of me, and he wants to prove something. Like, you got.
I don't know, man. That's just like you're banking on the fact that he'll carry the team. Dude, we have no clue how Fox or Diamond will perform.
I don't think he's going to not since it like. The thing is like when you feel like you've got snuff, like you want to beat that person. Like when Doublelift was
who does he have snuff with from the top tier teams though? Like getting to Worlds, sure, he has a chip on his shoulder. He's like, we need to get back to Worlds.
he's like one of those anime characters. I need to get revenge on Cloud9.
No,
challenge me on the mountain.
There is a long list of mid laners who can take him to Pound Town, and Perks is one of those. So like,
I'm not. Yeah. My thing is that I feel like I just have TL. I feel more safe saying TL's gonna do. Like, I like C9's team, and the thing is I really need to see Fudge. I know what Perks can do. I'm not questioning that. I know what Vulcan and Sven can do. I'm not questioning that. Blabber, I've seen him at Worlds. My big question mark is just Fudge. Like, that's it. So
yeah,
I feel that with the roster that TL has and the players, because Jensen has a wide champion pool. Alfari has a wide. Same thing with Centaur's not. I wouldn't say he's a carry-esque player when you see it, but he's very good, right? So to me, I'm not a Team Liquid fan, but if I had to like literally say, hey, here's $65 of RP, boys, I have Team Liquid. I just have them. I don't know why. I think
that's a completely fair take. I don't think that it's a hot take at all to say that Team Liquid is probably going to do better than C9 in the regular season. I actually think that it's 50-50 between those two teams. Yeah, I think that the hot take was saying that.
To be honest, I would actually say that in like just, statistically speaking, if you're just looking at the rosters as they sit, Team Liquid has a way safer bet. Does Cloud9 have a higher max ceiling? Absolutely.
Right.
But like this is an entirely unproven roster versus Team Liquid. I feel like it's not at all a hot take to say they're going to gel really quickly.
It's not entirely unproven. We have one player on this roster that's unproven.
Exactly, and
one player is all it takes. One player is all it takes to go from 1st to 5th. We've seen that.
So I'm going to be Academy Andy over here again, as I always am on the show, and I will constantly refer to. If people don't trust Fudge, I will constantly refer to the game that he played against Immortals the second time they played in Academy. I know you guys are going to say, "What the fuck? It's just Academy."
No, not
But
at all.
I'm telling you guys, this guy is so legit. He can play.
No,
carries,
I agree with you, man. I agree with you. I'm just saying, like, if you're looking at it from just straight rosters,
but you
Liquid
in order
has
for them
all
to go
proven players, all 100% LCS and EU LCS proven players that can absolutely win games by themselves.
Right, but I think Jack himself said this is a similar situation with what happened with Impact in Licorice years ago.
Exactly.
But no offense to Jack, man, but he's not an LCS player, man. Like, just because it happened 2 times before doesn't mean it's going to happen again.
No, but he is a human being with eyes, and if in scrims Fudge is dumping on Licorice...
No, I trust them. I trust them to make the right choice in this scenario. But all I'm saying is, like, if you're a betting person, if you're betting $65 worth of RP with... I can't believe I can't believe that's the highest stakes we could come up with. $65 of RP.
If you're asking me who I'm going to bet on to win the split right now, I'd bet on Cloud9. Literally because A, they have the best mid laner. They're probably the best bot lane.
Best player, right?
Yeah, they have the best player, the best bot lane. They always do well with the rookies.
But yeah. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
They have a top 3 support and arguably the best AD carry in the region. That's it. They have they always do well with the rookies, and I think Blabber will take a step up and he'll be more consistent this year.
Versus arguably the best import top laner, the currently ranked top jungler in NALCS. Anyone who says that Santorian is like, shit or anything like that, don't talk to me. Jensen, who, there's a real chance that he's going to get dumpstered by Caps, but there's also a real chance that he'll at least go even at the bare minimum. Tactical, who's at least got the potential to live up to Sven, and Core JJ, who is actually better than Vulcan. So,
if we're pound for pound, they have even teams.
They have even teams, 100%. Yep. It would just be like Team Liquid arguably is the safer bet,
because we know how Alfari plays. That's the only safer bet there. But
let me go. If I could just say like one thing, I want to go back to my original take, which is that C9 is going to make semis. That was like my hot take, and the reason why I believe that is not because I believe that they're much better than Team Liquid in the regular season. It goes back to my point that I was saying earlier. The path to getting to Worlds is completely different than what you need to do to perform at Worlds. It's like it's been proven year after year. You need to be a more consistent team that improves gradually and over a long period of time in the regular season in order to get higher seeding, in order to basically you need to plan against only one opponent in the playoffs, and you know who you're playing against. You've played them 100 different times in scrims and in the regular season. You know their best strategies. You know what their weaknesses are. That all disappears when you get to Worlds. Teams have less than 3 weeks to learn their meta, and if their meta is even relevant, and adapt to new metas. Teams have to analyze and prepare for 3 specific opponents that they've never played before in a best-of-1 format. That you have 1 to 3 days between weeks 1 and 2 to adapt to what they've already discovered and what strategies they might never have even seen in their scrims, and now they have to adapt to. Like, basically, it's all about adaptability and versatility when you're at Worlds.
Okay.
And that's why I give C9 a massive edge, because guess what? They have the greatest Western talent of all time playing in the mid lane, who has been so fucking innovative. He went to a different fucking role. Like, this dude is built different. That's why I give C9 such a great chance of getting to semis.
But Fnatic, G2. Talking about Korea, we're gonna look at DRX Damwon from China, and then we're also going to then we're also gonna go over to China, where we still have the original top esports roster. We have a rebuilding of Fun Plus Phoenix, and we have Edward Gaming, which is oh boy, like
I don't think that I don't think Edward Gaming is better, but I agree with your take.
Basically, all I'm trying to say is semis at Worlds implies that Cloud9 is top 4 in the world.
I think they're top 6. I think they're the sixth best team in the world roster-wise at Worlds. If you were to start a roster, if you were to start Worlds right now with just on paper rosters, I think they're number 6.
Here's the thing about trying to say, well, look at these teams that were in semis or in even quarters last year and try to transfer that to Worlds next year. A lot of shit is going to happen between now and then, and a lot of teams are going to fall apart. Look what happened to IG last year. They kept mostly the same roster. They had the basically the core components still there, but they didn't fucking show up.
Well, the problem with
the players just either didn't perform or they got worse. That's gonna happen with half the teams that were at Worlds in the quarterfinals.
All right,
going into next
everyone done with the takes? Because I gotta go, and then go to the next thing. Yes. So let's go back to the Team Liquid thing. So I'll start with Santorin before I hit the World's 2020 points. So Santorin, I don't think really improves TL the way people are thinking. TL have notoriously been known for playing slow. Is that fair to say? Mm-hmm. How does Santorin fix that? Because FlyQuest were slow, weren't they? FlyQuest was a slow team.
Because the thing is that I watch a lot of LEC and LPL. I can definitely confirm that. And the thing is, whenever you put impact on the carries, he performed adequately outside of his Vladimir, and his GP in Vladimir was always clean. I will give him that. But like when it came to his Kennen and other champs, it just wasn't the same. When you look at Team Liquid's roster, they can play outside of Santorin, and Santorin's gonna facilitate, but then they have multiple ways to play through. Like, remember, Tactical was playing Kalista, which was just a very aggressive ADC. You have to win your lane. You have to do very well. Alfari, the guy has, doesn't get a lot of even on his MSF days. He's played weak side. He's played strong side. He's done basically everything. It's just the synergy with Origin. Jensen's champion pulls an ocean, so we don't need to go there, right? And Core JJ is flexible, especially as Tom Kench.
No, because that doesn't answer the main question, though.
Yeah. My thing is Santorin. I don't think fixes any of TL's problems, though. I
actually do think he does.
It's not necessarily being a facilitator. It's all about they want a faster paced team. Santorin, to me, from what I watched him, is not really a faster paced jungler. If you want a faster paced jungler, why not just buy Blabber from C9 or buy Svenskeren?
Wait, so I do want to preface, aggression and fast-paced jungling are two different things. Like, Blabber's obviously the more aggressive jungler, but Santorin, I disagree when you say that he doesn't have pressure early game or is not going to be a faster-paced jungler in comparison to what Team Liquid was working with, obviously. Like, Broxa, I believe, was the reason why they were such a slow-paced team. If you look at Jensen on Cloud9, that's not a slow-paced team. When Jensen's playing with Blabber or with Svenskeren, that's not a slow-paced team. They are extremely aggressive, even back in 2018. So I think that Santorin is going to fix that. If you remember, Santorin was like the guy that did the most level 2 ganks in the league. He would go red buff, transition gank all the way down to bot lane and gank them. Like, this guy has really creative pathing early game, and that's why he was such a great jungler last split. So I disagree that he's the same as the Broxa style of jungling. I don't think that he's just a facilitator.
I think he is an upgrade, but in terms of how they want to play the game, I don't know if Santorin inherently fixes everything. That's kind of where it bridges at. Because if they want a team with good mid-jungle synergy, I think they'll have great mid-jungle synergy because Santorin's been known to really play well with this mid laner. That kind of leaves Alfari in a weird position, though.
That's what we were talking about, right? Are they going to play through top or mid? I don't know.
That's my thing. Does Alfari change his playstyle, or does Jensen become a weak side mid laner like Nemesis became on Fnatic? Those are my things as Team Liquid. Also, it's having a new top jungle really changes the dynamic of a team, though. Like, they could pretty much be more aggressive now because they don't have Impact and Broxa, and they moved on from the other top junglers they've had. They could either be a completely different team, or because remember back in the 2020 LCS split, weren't they the team with the least amount of champions played? They didn't really play a lot of
That's
things.
literally because of impact, though. Like, he played 5 champions.
But now with Alfari, it could be different. So
yeah, exactly.
I think the move is fine, but I'm also kind of skeptical and going, does this really fix their problems? I mean, I don't know. We have to see the teams play.
It fixes their problems in NA. I think your bigger point, though, is
Worlds.
is Worlds. Yeah. Santorin did... I will give Santorin credit. FlyQuest did a hell of a lot better than I was originally going to give them credit for. I thought it was going to be a repeat of last year, honestly. But no, they stepped up, and Santorin proved at least that he is capable of being a Worlds level jungler. So in NA, sure, I can see it solving the problems. I do see your point, though. It doesn't inherently fix the problem of when they hit Worlds, they became a much slower paced team, and maybe Santorin can facilitate that.
But the other thing with Team Liquid is that people say they did really well, which is true. But remember, when Core JJ and I think the other players said they only really did that well because their backs were against the wall, and they realized if they don't play this way, they're going to lose. So that goes into another problem. Are they going to have a play style they're set on this year where they don't want to change it till the very last minute? People don't understand.
I think Jat will.
They always.
No, but they changed their play style at the literal last minute. That's the thing. That's the last minute
Which
thing
they do every single year, right? And that's like the biggest weakness of that team.
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing. They've done that for 3 years in a row.
I think it's good that they're clutch, where they can change it up on the fly. That's a great quality. I wish they could have exercised that all group stage, but they didn't. But you have to look at when they didn't do it. And when they didn't do it, they were put into a position of either you play fast right now and beat these guys level 1 invades, or you're going to be out of the group. That's my thing with them. Because TL, to me, are really good at certain things, but are bad at other things during the game when you actually see them play.
I think we're going to see I think we're going to see a different TL, and they're going to experiment, and they're going to I think with top lane was really important in the drafting, I believe, in this past splits, and with the way Renekton, believe it or not, was one of the most played champions, and you really, once you got ahead and you played right, you won the game with him. With having these champion pools really showed, for instance, look how Fnatic sorry, I think that was my phone. Look how Fnatic had an issue with Nemesis in the mid lane. When you have I'm not saying every team should have oceans of champions, right? But when you're limited and you're not even very good on your limited, once you have that ocean and you're very good, that provides that gives difficulty for the next team in the drafting phase. And Jat, for his half a split, I got to give the guy credit. He took a 7-10 team to Worlds, and first year and everything, half a split with a rookie ADC. I mean, Rainover is the new coach. It's not Reaper, so he's got something to prove too. Honestly, if you look, this is the funniest thing. If you look at that team, and I'm not sure, did Mithy come over? The whole C9 roster and staff is primarily EU, outside of
Hey, there you go. There's more EU. What's different?
Hey,
what the fuck?
What's better? Right.
Yeah. Okay.
It's just an
upgrade.
Yeah. So this is an upgrade. Yeah. Check out all those NA players. But
touching on
the
important of top lane, though. Yeah, I've been still playing League of Legends despite my best efforts to avoid the absolute crap out of it. One thing that I could safely say that if there is no absolute massive overhaul of everything, top lane is probably going to be one of the most important and impactful lanes.
Yes,
I agree.
This coming up split. I am seeing nothing but Renekton, Fiora, Darius,
top and mid, both.
Jax and Garen are back in the mix.
Bro,
Assassin are all over the place.
Bro, let me nerf Neil.
Every split pusher. Got them all. I hate them so much.
But my point is, Alfari is a substantially talented carry player. Huni is a substant. Well, okay, let's.
Whoa.
Let's. I'll take that back. I was just about to be like, as it was coming out of mouth, I'm like, no. Hootie is at least better known for his carry performances than anything else.
He carries the other team sometimes.
Yeah, he carries with his carries. Yeah. Fudge, carry top laner. But my point is, carry top laners are going to be, and I think the teams are banking on it being one of the defining things about this next season. And so the only reason I'm not discounting Santorin and questioning Liquid's pickup right now is because, yes, Jensen has proven he can play control mages and play weak side and at least be the stable carry in the mid lane that in past seasons where top lane has been more important, that the mid laners needed to be. And as an AD carry, it pains me to say that ADCs are going to be absolute trash for the next season.
Except you're playing. Why did Riot give a ADC champion a win wall inherent ability? That
I really don't know. Okay, man.
Bro, that is stupid. Oh, and then she negates all the damage. Oh,
Samira will be permanent banned for like.
And bro, Seraphine needs her too. Fuck Seraphine.
You guys watching these in-houses at all?
Bro,
I don't know.
Seraphine hasn't had any issues
I'm
with,
mostly
honestly.
tracking the pros, honestly.
Oh, right. Are you guys ready? Anywhere it takes Ravioli? Did you want to say anything, dude?
No, I'm good.
But this is what Riot wants from you guys.
Well, fine, if you don't want my money.
Money? You mean if we stayed open later, you'd give us your money?
Yeah.
Let's go. You guys want to have some fun? Ready for fun?
Sure. It's fun.
There we go. Here's
I
fun.
play League of Legends.
What is this? The LCS 2021 tier list.
Oh, God.
Oh, let's go.
Oh, there we go.
Oh,
And here's the kick. So people are gonna say, why is it called Part 1? Because we don't have a. This is literally the MSI 2021 period. We'll do another Part 2, which is the summer period. Okay, so here we go. Speed run to 10th, missing out on playoffs.
S tier.
Speed run to.
Are we gonna do LEC after?
No, LEC is gross. Well, it's literally to take all these tiers off.
To be fair, LEC hasn't fully flushed out the rosters either, so we can't really like.
All right.
Listen.
There is one rule. Yeah, go ahead, Ravioli.
No. Go explain the rule first before I say this. My brain.
As you guys know, in tier list, you get the one little freebie where you can move something, but that's gonna be a little harder because we have 10 things here. Speed run to 10. That's trolling.
Go ahead and just do me a favor real fast.
Okay.
And just put CLG and speed run to 10th.
Yes.
Really?
Okay, to be fair, I consider them the 9th place team, but
really,
fuck.
No. The easiest thing is just take Liquid and C9, put them at the top, and now we can sort every other team below them.
I agree.
Yeah. TSM.
Hey, there you go. TSM where they belong, CLG where they belong. Dig definitely down there.
Hold on. So hold on. TSM shouldn't go on this list. I need you to open up another window, right?
Wait, are you trolling or?
And then put TSM in the other window because who knows where they're at and what they're doing.
Oh my god. All right. Let's go. This is definitely fun. So obviously Cloud9 are going to be speedrun to 10th. We already know this. This is literally indescribable. You know,
Liquid and C9, just put them in top tier and just leave them there. Okay, just fucking. We already know that they're going to be.
We are a C9 fan.
Yeah, they're definitely the split winners.
We're a C9 fan cast, so let's put C9 first.
Oh my god.
100%.
Team Liquid.
Dark Horse, CLG. Would FlyQuest be considered a dark horse if we know
Did you just say CLG?
You said that.
FlyQuest?
I hate to say it, but CLG is the highest chance of being a dark.
I would say this is a guaranteed. I would say this is a guaranteed dark horse. 100 Thieves. They would have to be out of all the teams. Guaranteed.
That's a good point. Yeah, 100 Thieves.
100 Thieves is guaranteed. Now, is FlyQuest a dark horse, or are they just overrated because we love licorice and we want licorice to cock down our throats?
A little bit of both.
There you go.
I think. Honestly, I think
FlyQuest is legit.
I think.
I would say so. Yeah, it's not bad.
They have a real shot to make some
There you
numbers.
go, TSM. That's where you belong.
No, I wouldn't say FlyQuest is a dark horse. I would say that they're definitely playoffs quality. Yeah, I would say that's a safe thing. Yeah.
Because dark horse implies you can challenge the top teams consistently and win. Yeah.
I think Immortals miss out on.
Can we add another tier? Dark horses. Put FlyQuest in that tier.
My God.
I do think that I can't believe I'm on the show defending TSM. I don't understand what's going on, but I guess I have the most favorable opinion of TSM out of anyone here.
Thanks, man.
I think they are a dark horse team.
Oh no! What?
I genuinely think that. Like the upside to Huni makes me think that if all the fucking marbles line up, they could do it.
I think they can. I think they will qualify for playoffs. Especially
I don't think it's a question of if they're a dark horse. I would just say they're going to qualify for playoffs, and anything else is
mediocre.
Whatever else happens. Like it's TSM.
I'm saying that there's a chance that they could take a game or two off of Cloud9.
Here's how we do this. Why am I retarded? All right, so we're in agreement with C9TL right here, right? 100 Thieves and Dark Horse. We got to put it to a vote. FlyQuest playoffs qualifications. Is that fine?
Yeah,
I agree.
Yep. I think
I'm gonna say yes. Hawk, you say yes?
Yeah, no, okay, yeah. We should put it there for now. If we revisit this, maybe halfway through the split, it might be higher.
Let's vote on TSM. Playoffs qualifications or dark horses?
Playoffs.
I'm saying playoffs.
I say dark horse, but
actually, you know what? I'm gonna go with dark horse as well.
3-2, you still lost. I really like that.
Democracy.
Democracy sucks.
Dignitas is gonna be the split winner. Let's already settle that right there. Just kidding.
Oh,
all right.
Dignitas.
This is weird because the rest of these guys are kind of garbage.
So we have to put one other team in playoffs qualification, right? Technically, like that's how. Wait, is it 18 playoffs? It can't be 18 playoffs, right?
Yeah, eight teams. Yeah, they're going.
Are you kidding me? They haven't fixed that yet.
So CLG is making playoffs for sure.
I feel like CLG could be playoff qualifications.
Yeah, they're gonna make playoffs. They're gonna make.
No, they're gonna make playoffs.
Nah, if CLG makes
because
playoffs,
everyone else is so shit. Like,
I'm gonna go ahead and rattle off.
Beat them?
Hold on. I'm gonna rattle off CLG's roster again, and you're gonna reevaluate your statement.
They have Finn. They're like, yeah, let's import that Finn guy over that Haunter, dude.
All right, here's who's gonna beat CLG. Dig. Okay, Dig is gonna beat CLG.
The whole league.
And Immortals is going to be like neck and neck against them. That's what.
It's a shotgun to your head.
CLG.
Blink 3 times if CLG has.
Oh my god! Here's the reason why it's 100% biased. If CLG succeeds and these other 3 teams fail, I genuinely believe our GMs in this league, in the bottom tier teams, are so shit. They're gonna look at that as evidence to say we shouldn't have rookies coming in. We need washed up veteran talent, and that's what I'm so scared of.
We want CLG to fail, but the problem is these other teams have made it so impossibly hard for us to go.
No, but the one burns so deep within me, I refuse. Whatever, you guys vote. They're speed running to tell.
I actually have. Honestly, I know this is gonna sound really weird, but I can see, even with Golden Guardians on a reset, I can see them qualifying for playoffs and CLG missing out.
I mean,
I think Immortals is a better.
I can fight for CLG a little bit. So, in terms of them having veterans over these newly teams, these veterans are gonna know exactly how to play the game and what they want. That'll get you some free wins early on, though. Let's not deny that.
Yeah, that will 100%.
But this is why this era of like I think throughout all regions is great, because like we're actually getting like, if you look at I think Immortals and GG and Dig, there's mostly NA players outside of like 1-2 imports, I believe, at best.
Yeah.
I think 1. So we're actually getting an NA-ish team, like just one guy. Like I think even I think FlyQuest, Jose Diota is their only import. So it's really healthy, actually.
Really? What do you want to say?
I would say, as far as Golden Guardians and Immortals are concerned, I said we just honestly don't know how they're gonna be, because they have so many young players. So I'm also feel kind of conflicted about putting any of these teams in the playoff qualification tier. My question
it makes me physically uncomfortable.
Here's the thing. Here, can I argue this? If they if they go winless in the playoffs, were they even there?
I mean,
That's true.
That's true.
The reason I have Golden Guardians is because Anero is a pretty good coach. I know this is gonna sound.
I do agree
weird.
with that.
I know this is gonna sound weird, but outside of C9, if they underperform, which is highly unlikely, but that's the hot take. If this 100 teams Steve does bad, I'm gonna laugh really hard because it's like they took the entire roster, they all went there, and this is the point where someday is like, you know, is a question in my eyes because he's been here so long. But the reason I'm gonna go with that is because I feel that GGS, the way the org's been going, is in the right direction compared to the other three. Just on an organizational standpoint and their structure. And you really
agree with that.
And structure is like C9 structure, TL structure are healthy, and I think we could say even though GGS is a lower market team, their structure is pretty good.
I just think that, like, this is something I've said in previous shows. I just think their top and their ADC don't mesh well at all. That's my biggest issue. Like, their entire roster wants resources.
For GGS?
Yeah.
Okay,
like, my issue, that's the main issue I have, is that their roster build doesn't make sense. Their individual components are actually not terrible.
But as a between these 4 teams,
Immortals.
I would say Immortals is top of these 4, and I would put Golden Guardians as just below that.
So can we put?
Oh, so you agree that CLG is dog shit? Yes.
No.
Yes.
I can't say that CLG is dog shit. What I'm saying is, of these 4 teams, I want CLG to fail, but I think we would be doing a massive disservice to actual. Let's be real. The team's only going to fall off once the other teams start to come online. As for the first half of the split, CLG has so much proven just non-rookie talent that they're just going to be like, oh, we've been playing for 4 million years combined talent, so this is
I just can't believe we imported Finn, man.
Yeah, I know.
God.
Here's what I'll say. I don't want to put them in playoff contention because I think they'll fall off fast enough that they won't make it to playoffs.
I have to agree. They have enough veteran talent. They're gonna hit the ground running, I think. But it'll come to a point where the better teams will synergize, and then that's when we'll fall off. And that gets you free wins. That literally gets you wins early on, though.
Yeah, but here's the thing: it's a long season now. Like it's a long season.
That's why I don't have them in playoffs.
Yeah, no, I agree. I would put Immortals, Golden Guardians, and CLG, and misses out on playoffs. And then put Dig and Spade run to 10th because they.
But we have to put 2 more in playoffs because two teams are going to.
Oh, you don't have EG here, by the way.
Immortals for sure.
Where's
EG?
Oh yeah. I was like, wait, are these really 2 of these teams make it to playoffs? God, we're so screwed.
All right, we'll just say where they. Oh, I can get one right now. Let me put up EG.
No, wait,
yeah,
3 of these.
Going.
Guys, wait, no, 2 of these teams do make it to playoffs, so we have 8 making it to playoffs. Wait.
2, 4, 5, 6. Oh shit! Oh.
Yeah, it's gross, isn't it?
Oh no, you're right. We still have 2 of them.
All right, so EG would be playoff qualification.
It's fine. You put Golden Guardians and Immortals in there.
I would agree with that.
You know, that's safe.
Yeah. And then
this man wanted to put CLG as a dark horse, and now he's saying that they don't make playoffs.
No, I misunderstood the context of Dark Horse.
Okay.
I thought it was going to be like, one of those teams that, could just take a few games off of the top teams and shit like that. Not like literally they're in contention for top.
Yeah, I was like, get this man off the podcast.
Did you miss here? Because I know Dark Horse sounds a lot like a dead horse.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, that's NA right there, beating a dead horse.
Oh, man. Yeah, okay. I think we're in agreement on that. That makes sense to me.
Okay.
And EG would be playoff qualification, right?
Let's just put Dig where they belong, which is digging a hole in 10th place.
Yes, they don't even have a full roster yet, do they?
They don't. I don't believe so. They signed Fake God, Dardoc. What was that guy?
Oh my God!
Well, hold on. Yeah, Fake God and Saligo. All right, you were the 10th. There you go.
Next team.
Next team.
Dude, Dig is like the last kid.
Oh, here's EG. I found it. They're white.
Oh,
Wow.
that's so funny.
That's like me when you see me in the dark. Just keep going. Keep going. Just
Oh my
keep
god!
going.
But yeah, no. Oh my god! Dignitas is like the last kid to be picked in dodgeball, right? Nobody actually wants to pick them, so no one wants to actually sign with them, and they're just sitting there. With
Wait, you got used to EG playoff qualifications? Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, EG. Okay.
Okay.
Then put CLG.
Playoff qualifications.
No. I say CLG misses out on playoffs.
Oh my god, you guys are so salty. Where did CLG shit in your cereals?
No, it's just like, let's be real. They will the other teams, if our predictions are right and the younger talent does start to improve as the split goes on, this longer split style does not favor CLG.
Bro, Finn's gonna be better than Licorice. Come on, dude.
If
Wait, who is
God,
this
he's
roster
trolling.
right now? Dardock, Afro, who else?
sorry,
Oh my god.
Dardock, Afro.
Sligo and Fake God.
And they.
Oh wait, no wait, this team is so much better than CLG. Wait, what?
what, fake
Wait,
God, fake
my-
God,
my-
Dardock, Saligo, and Afrobu?
Dardock, Fake God, and Afromu alone, well, it makes this team better than CLG IMO. Fake God,
What?
Fake God is
Alright, so
legit.
it's 2 shotguns to your head. Okay.
Yeah.
One, fuck CLG. Two, y'all sleeping on Fake God. That's all I gotta say.
Maybe we are sleeping on Fake God, but like, okay.
I don't think
As
CLG
much
is
as
bad
we
to make-
shit
doesn't make him
on
out to be.
Finn, as
Okay,
much
that's
as we
true.
shit on
He is
Finn,
you.
he
1,
is
2,
still
3,
EU
4,
and he
5,
is
6,
still at least,
7.
not trash.
Finn,
TSMA,
honestly-
TSMA, don't worry. I got you, bro. CLG
Finn
was
playoff
the
sword
qualifications.
of
I got
you.
you, bro.
You think
Oh, no.
CLG's gonna make qualification?
That's
Bro,
the problem
if
with
they
Finn.
make 8th place, that's not playoffs,
okay,
but they made it. If they
Well,
make,
that's
I think if
They have to
CLG does
beat
make
two,
it, they'll be
like,
the
3
lowest
teams.
seed.
It hurts inside.
I think I feel bad for like Finn because he was literally the sword of EU. Remember Sword from Griffin? Like Sword got so much flack and it was like, wow, I thought it was a team.
No, God!
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, fine. Fine. We'll go with Nightwing's prediction of the literal last seed in playoffs, because
Bro,
I don't know.
Just,
Whoa,
I
whoa,
want to throw a stat at you guys.
I am not on board with this.
CLG went 1-11 in the back end of the LCS 2020 summer split. One game.
I am formally protesting this decision.
Personally, I wish they got Pole Belter needs to have like
No. Because this is about how good they are now.
Well, there's the one redeemable quality about that entire team. I hate it.
I don't think
Oh
Wild
my
Turtle.
God.
Okay, so, oh my god.
Wild Turtle's been washed since he started in the league. I don't know what's going on.
Oh my god, Jesus Christ.
I'm just joking.
Oh,
Okay,
He's been
let's
an
just-
average 80 carry for years now. I don't think he's not a strength on
being
that.
an average player in this league works. This is a
Sneaky
fucking
was average.
LCS.
Yeah,
Whoa,
this is LCS,
whoa.
man.
Whoa. Sneaky is
Average
my
players.
god.
Listen, you will not slander his name in my presence again.
Like, okay.
I mean, those new latex cosplays are like on point, but his 80 carry mechanics,
Okay, let's say. Okay, so in.
All I gotta
let's
say is if Sneaky was on Dignitas, they would crush CLG to the fucking
Dude,
ground.
So let's go with this. Is Finn an upgrade over Ruin? These
Of
are
course.
such high bars with Finn.
Yes, he
Such
is.
high bars
is
with Finn.
there an upgrade over? Fuck, man.
What are we comparing? Wait, comparing their
Is Wiggly? Is Broxah an upgrade over Wiggly?
Oh
No.
Oh,
God
no.
damn it! Wait, he's making some really good points right now, and I don't like
Hold
that.
on.
I actually like
No,
Wiggly.
here's the problem. You're trying to compare that roster from last year and say, oh, this roster's an upgrade. Yeah, the whole league looks different, so that doesn't track.
What do you mean? Damn, Wild Turtle was 6A. 6A looked like he should have been kicked out of the league years ago, bro. Come on, man.
Yeah,
No, Nightwing does have a point. Ruin and Wiggly were a special type of duo. Like that was a special
Really?
duo that will never.
Bro, remember the Wiggly
That was
Jarvan
Team
thing?
Coast level duo.
That was literally
remember
speed
the
running
Wiggly
to 10th
Jarvan?
place.
Remember the Cataclysm Jarvan thing he did? He actually ran
Oh
it down for
my
a game.
god, the Rek'Sai Jar. Oh
Dude, he
god.
actually, if there there's a term of running it down, pointing to that game. He actually ran it down.
Wait, like the 3
beautiful.
highlight plays from CLG was that play, the Syndra top, where Crown is just like missing every ability and just auto attacking Oriana. Yeah. That was.
Is Pole Belter better than Crown? I'm just no. I'm just,
Oh gosh.
but
okay, but like for real, who beats CLG out of playoffs between Golden Guardians, IMP, and Dig?
All of them.
Who takes their spot?
One of them. I believe.
Fine, Immortals. If I had to choose between Immortals,
I'd say Immortals.
Who's missing out on playoffs? Immortals, right? And Golden Guardians.
No, I think the Immortals is better.
Immortals makes playoffs.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is a safe bet.
4, 5, 3.
Yeah,
But the Golden Guardians or Dignitas take CLG. No, put CLG at the back, man. Do not. There you go.
CLG. No, wait. Further down. Can we put another slot in there?
There we go. CLG's the split winner. We figured it out. We have figured it out.
Imagine if that happens, though.
No,
Wait, that would be.
I will stop this. I'm quitting my YouTube channels. I'm going to live in Africa.
Dignitas or Golden Guardians? Who beats CLG? Just
Golden Guardians.
Straight up.
Golden
Guardians?
Golden Guardians, yeah.
Because I feel like. Go ahead.
They level up enough over the course of the season where their new players get good enough to solo carry the game versus CLG, and at least in a head-to-head capacity.
And Stixay doesn't manage to figure out how to lose harder than he has previously.
Yes.
Years, weeks, months.
He becomes a game manager. We give him a clipboard and say, "Listen, you attack the creep, then you attack the next creep."
Game manager Stixay. It should be a skin for him alone.
All right, are you guys cool with this list?
Yeah, I'm cool.
No.
I
CLG.
Okay.
God damn it!
All right.
I can't in good faith. Okay, I'm just gonna say this. I can't in good faith, with absolutely 0 games seen from this Golden Guardian roster, and since we're just basing this on the rosters themselves, anyone who says that the unproven roster of Golden Guardians will 100% beat CLG
has a shotgun to their head. Yeah,
they have a shotgun to their head. Okay,
That's the new meme here.
What about it, man?
Bro, you guys are paid off. Bro, who paid you guys off? You guys are paid off by Golden Guardians and Dig.
Okay. If I was to stop the memes and legitimately look at it from a statistics point of view, like here's the normal distribution, here's how many chances that they have to make it in the playoffs versus that. Yeah, CLG is probably going to make it to the playoffs over Golden Guardians. But how depressing is that? I think that's like the bigger story.
They could overperform.
That's the real reason. For the
these guys could be like the FlyQuest of 2017 spring. They just hit the ground running and be one of the best teams. But then again, if that happens, I quit league. So it's a balance of both there. It's a balance of both. But let's do the we could do a troll video and do the worst, putting Cloud9 at speedrun to 10th with Perks.
Oh god. Perks just literally shows up and he's like, "Oh, did you think I meant I was gonna win? No, I'm gonna show LCS how to properly lose. Bring this region to the ground."
Are you guys good with this list? We're good here?
Yeah.
I guess, yeah.
I guess. I hate CLG so much. Bro, I see your point. I see your pain.
The only thing I can have is I could. Nah, you know what? Nah, I'll save that for later. Nah, I'll save it for later.
Are you by a dock? That sounded like a boat.
No, that wasn't me.
No, I thought that was Nightwing, wasn't it?
No, it was some Vin Diesel guy outside just practicing his trick.
No, I'm good. We can definitely move on to the next time.
All right, what you guys got? This is double from TSM. So, Kofta, this was yours. You want to talk about this one? Mr. Kofta?
Yeah, 1 second. I was talking to my fiance. Yeah.
Wait, you have girls? Ew! What the heck?
Listen, this is a League of Legends
Katie.
podcast.
We all only have boyfriends. Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, Doublelift on TSM. Like when I saw Dom's tweet about I don't know if you guys have been watching his streams at all, but basically he was calling everything before it happened. He was saying, "Hey, the chances are, based on the rumors I've heard, Doublelift probably wanted to retire before he even heard that there might be a situation where Sword Art actually still comes to TSM, where basically TSM management had told him that the Sword Art deal is falling through, and we're now looking at this dude named Paletti or something like that from VCS.
Palette.
Yeah, I was memeing for no reason. Yeah, so basically hearing that, Doublelift was like, playing with some VCS guy that barely knows English, or, just sharing a bed with my president. I think that I'll go with the latter. I'm fine with that. Let's just take a retirement and get out of here. I do think that this is just so TSM that it's just hilarious at this point, because how is that the way that the greatest NA talent of all time retires? Like, that's not really retiring on his own term. He basically, if you could go back in time and find out that Sword Art is actually on the team, might actually still be on TSM. That just leaves such a sour taste in my mouth that that's the way that it all went down. If Doublelift retires, it should be a lot more clean than that. Like that's not the way I wanted him to go out.
Well, it's not the way you wanted him to go out, but I mean, how does he just jump back from this? Like, I hate to say it, but
reverse
just because it wasn't clean, like the only reason other players have, come out of retirement is when the team has literally asked them to.
Like Ryu?
Hi.
Yeah.
Honestly, though, for the greats, for Bjergsen, for Doublelift, that's not really an option. That's not really... TSM's not just going to magically be like, oh shit, we're not doing this great, this split. Lost, you're off. Doublelift, come back, please. Like, that's not going to happen. So
I disagree.
Does he sign up with some academy team? No. Does he sign up with some second-rate LCS team? No. Are any of the big name competitive teams going to pick him up? I say no. His recent performances have not been even close to enough to justify that. So the only teams that would really look to pick him up are ones that are trying to build a brand.
FlyQuest.
Like FlyQuest or something like that. Exactly.
Or like Golden Guardians to beat CLG. Let's go.
Yeah. So here's the thing. I agree with you that he probably doesn't come back unless it's on TSM. But I actually think that there's a pretty freaking likelihood that he does come back to TSM by the time summer rolls around. And we're talking about spring Doublelift. This guy has taken off literally the last, out of 3 years, 2 of the springs. Like, one of them was just mentally, but still. Like, I don't think that he's done. He's just too competitive. The one time he did retire briefly, or like not to retire, but was taking a break, he hated it. I just don't believe it. Like, I don't know.
I mean, the man's been playing for 10 years. That's a long time, man.
Also, going 0-6 at Worlds will do things to you.
Like,
yeah.
Sure did a Bjergsen. He was like, I can't do it, man. I gotta.
But like,
these players, man, they just come out of the trees, man.
Yes, but I also think that Doublelift is the type of player that if the situation is perfect, like it was for Team Liquid when they were in relegations, right, where he has everything to gain and nothing to lose. There's a scenario he could come back in that situation. If like TSM bombs and Lost is the reason why, there's a real scenario where he could come back in that situation. That's what I'll leave it at that. I think if Lost is a solid scary, then we're fine.
Less about Doublelift and more just about TSM's. I want to call it a management failure, but at this point, I don't know who is even running that goddamn ship. Like, who's at the controls,
Bro,
man?
it's a guy. It's like those guys in the pirate movies. They're just staring. They don't even know where they're going. They're just staring.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you know how I had a shotgun to my head for CLG?
Oh.
So here's the thing. I will never trash talk Parth because I understand everyone hates him.
Who?
I know his brother IRL. Like, we went to the same university together. And this dude is one of the nicest kids ever. This dude fucks, and he's a nice guy. Like, the total Chad. Chill to pull ratio off the charts. And so I just can't believe, I can't believe that Parth is the reason for a lot of their management issues, just because I honestly feel like Parth is the reason for their systematic improvement over the regular season. Like, they're one out of the last 5 splits, or last 5 years, sorry, 3 of them they've won. They've #1 seed at Worlds for NA. So it's objectively false to call them a bad team domestically. Like, they've been an amazing team domestically. And so I think the bigger issue that TSM has year in and year out is their ability to adapt at Worlds. And that's just something that they don't have the players to do, I feel like. So I really don't know if it's me underplaying the management issues, but I honestly think that it's just their approach to the game is just not suited for a good Worlds run.
I mean, we'll see.
It's as simple as that. Yeah.
But yeah, we'll definitely see.
It's interesting with Double if he gets to retire with the hot lady you can have kids with. So, hey, he's not really sad, is he? But then again, I don't know. It depends. Like, because people were talking about Doublelift and Bjergsen retiring after going 0-6 at Worlds anyways. Like, I had it as a thought in the back of my head. Are they going to retire after this? Because that's pretty bad, man. Like,
I think the reason to do that, at least, is, well, frankly speaking, the only thing you could possibly do as a redemption arc is, like, I don't fucking know, get quarterfinals in you're not going to win Worlds. Just straight up. Bjergsen and Doublelift are never going to win Worlds. They could jump on G2, and that's a lie. If they jump on as G2 and Fnatic's bench warmer to never play a game ever, yeah, exactly, then maybe they'll win. But, like, as active players, they're never going to win. And going 0-6 at Worlds more than likely just cemented that fact in their heads. It's like that undisputed moment where you're like, okay, this is as far as I'm going to ever get. Or maybe, actually, I'm gonna just leave it at that. I'm highly confident that Bjergsen and Doublelift both had a moment where they're just looking at everything and looking at all of the new talent and all of the teams that they would have to beat to win Worlds or even get out of group stage, and they're just going, well,
it makes me so sad, man. Like,
it does.
It makes me so sad for Doublelift. Not exactly for Bjergsen. I think that he was always going to be part of this TSM organization from the beginning. I don't know if it was just loyalty based or if it's just friendship based or whatever it is. But for Doublelift to be on Team Liquid and be that close and it not be his fault that he didn't get out of that groups in 2019, that really eats me alive. Because if you look back at his career, imagine he didn't win that finals with CLG in Madison Square Garden. Like, how different would it have been if he retired then? You know what I mean? Because he was thinking about retiring before that season, and some coach basically told him, "Hey, give it one more shot," and he managed to win finals that year, and the rest is history. But, like, if he was to somehow get past quarters, would that just, like, open up the mental block that he has in group stage? I don't know. It's a what if moment for me, for sure.
He's won, what is it, 8? Is it trophy titles now?
Yeah.
Like, winning NA is no longer something that he has to prove.
Him,
yeah. And so I think just personally, if I was in his shoes, I'd probably feel something similar, where you just have to kind of come to the acceptance that, you know what, this is my run. This is as far as I'm ever going to do. And instead of going for another, like, full split or however many splits he would continue to play and never even coming close to reaching that point ever again, like, I think I would prefer the quick, let's just call it here, to the slow, painful, eventually everyone will forget you exist and you are no longer relevant.
Oh, by the way, people don't kind of blindside, but also Uzi retired this year too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which outside, if it wasn't for his illness, that basically his hands operate at the age of like a 50-year-old or plus, he'd still be playing. Like, he's probably the greatest ADC of all time. Like, everybody looks up to him, and he's been to Worlds finals. He's been to semis. He won MSI, thankfully, and he won, but he never got, like, he came close. So, like, you know, like you said, like Track saying, you know, you have that point, you sit down in your chair and you're like, you know what? I think it's time to put up this mouse, this keyboard, and just like go to e-girl parties because I'm done. That's just how it is. So it's kind of like how Dyrus did it. He's like, you know what, I'm done. I can't do this. I mean, they were gonna boot him anyway, but
he was way past his prime. He was like literally some expired Lucky Charms in your refrigerator. You wouldn't want to eat anymore.
I think everyone wanted a Dyrus goodbye for Doublelift, but at the same time, there are so few times when you can actually say, look, after this season, I'm retiring. Like, the teams to take a chance on a player who is one season away from retiring, they're very rare. If I was in a management position and someone said that to me, I probably wouldn't actually take a chance on that player, because, well, they're probably not going to care as much as they probably should. Dyrus is like one of those rare exceptions where he was a genuine person that I don't think anyone would really discount and say that he like just ran it down. No, he played his goddamn heart out, and that's the reason everyone still tears up every single time that his exit plays. But anyways, the point is, Doublelift's farewell was, I think, as clean as we could have possibly hoped for given the situations. And I would prefer that over watching him fall to the levels of playing on GGS
or Dig
any day
like
of the week. Yeah, I would much prefer that.
Yeah, it's a shame to watch a player completely soil their legacy by dragging their career out way longer than it should have.
Which is a good testament. I think I think that orgs are with the way they, and I was talking with Ravioli earlier, I feel like the way orgs are operating now with facilities, and I wouldn't be surprised, like in another maybe, I don't know, 3 years or so, the age starts to see, you see people start retiring at like more like 27, 28, 29, kind of like CSGO.
Bro, Gilead said he's going to be 30 smurfing on these kids.
I mean, because if you still got it, you still got it, right? Like, why quit? So, like, I feel like once the environment is like more conducive and you can extend players' career, because back in the day of Doublelift when he first started, they were doing like 12-hour scrims and like that. I'm surprised he got to give the guy credit. Those were crazy days back then.
Yeah. In terms of his retirement, I could already kind of see it from every single year failing at Worlds. Like, there's no way someone could really try to convince me that he wasn't contemplating this already. I think the whole thing with TSM and the bottling situation just happened to be just straw broke the camel's back. He was like, I don't really care. Let's just retire, man. Like, it sucks though. It wasn't in front of a giant crowd like Dyrus had at Worlds, but hey, man, that's how life is, C9 didn't get a chance to go to the MSI 2020 because of COVID, so, these things kind of just happen. As for Doublelift's career, he brought a lot to League, though. Him and Bjergsen, now, it's going to be a debate when we're going to have it on these shows eventually. Who is better, Bjergsen or Doublelift, in terms of what they brought? Doublelift has something Bjergsen will never have, and I've said it before, MSI 2019, where they took out IG. Nothing in Bjergsen's career ever comes close to that. I don't care how much you won in A, because people have literally said it doesn't matter. So that already doesn't count in terms of, in an argument's sake, right? So Doublelift, he got out of group stage before. MSI actually has a group stage. Why do people forget this? MSI has a group stage. You have to get out of the group stage to go to the semifinals. That's how it works. It's literally how it's structured. So for Doublelift to say, I never got a groups, that's a lie in your own words, but hey, he'll probably remember. He's played a lot of things. So I give it a pass. But for Doublelift, he had something Bjergsen will never have. And I think that's good to have. Bjergsen's never beaten a team in one of the most upset best of fives ever. Bjergsen's been in the world's top 8 one time.
So, I think for me, like, the reason I will always put Doublelift ahead of Bjergsen, it just comes down to the sheer fact that Doublelift had what I would call NA's competitive fire and just ran with it every single time. There was a few years where they kind of like tried to temper his trash talk and stuff, but the Doublelift that I always remember is the Doublelift that sat in an interview room after smurfing in a game, and when they asked him, hey, what was it like playing against these like EU bot lanes? Like, was it as hard as you were expecting? And he just goes, It was easier. Honestly, it was easier. Like, that's the Doublelift that I remember, and I'm glad that we at least ended on that Doublelift. That we didn't. That he was still the same trash talking smartass that he was when he first started in the LCS, and yeah, that's all I really have to say on Doublelift's retirement. I would prefer this over what could have been.
And hey, he gets to retire with a hot chick.
Yeah.
There you go.
There's a lot of.
I mean, he could have retired with Sneaky.
But did Sneaky really retire though? Did Sneaky really retire though? Like, did he announce that or some shit?
No, he's not.
He's a free agent. He's lurking in the shadows, waiting for his moment.
And he's gonna come cosplay every single game.
He's gonna go cosplay Doublelift and shit.
Yeah, there you go.
With his trash talk repeatedly.
If he cosplays as Doublelift, does that mean he gets his skill?
I don't know. Oh my god! Why is this
if he does, I don't know if he want to do that, because if he did that, he might choke at Worlds.
Ooh.
Oh my god! It's really crazy how Sneaky is the most international proven North American ADC. That is so weird.
He might be Sneaky might be the most proven North American international player of all time.
Isn't that weird? That sounds weird to me.
It's fucking weird as shit, man.
I mean, can we not pretend like Sneaky wasn't a really good player for a really long time?
No, God, no. No, like everyone who was like dunking on him and just being like, "Oh my God, like we can't ever get rid of him." No, they're crazy because he fell off. But no, prior to like
yeah, he was always a top 4.
He was always a top 4 ADC.
It's just a bad thing,
I'd say for most of his career, he was number 2, right behind Doublelift.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
And some splits,
I'd say there was a period.
Better. Some splits you could argue he was better. There was that the LCS 2019 spring split. I thought he played better than Doublelift in that split.
Way better.
We had him as we did our show. We had him as our number 1 ADC All Pro. Like he's had splits where he's better than Doublelift.
No one's gonna talk about it now, but Zeyzal was probably the bigger reason why that bot lane was
Bro, right? Oh my god! And like, I personally don't care what Thorn or Monty or anybody to say. You got to look at League for your own eyes and what you see. I didn't think he was that bad. Now, did he play bad when he was with Zeyzal in that split before they went to the 2019 World Championship? Yeah, he kind of was. But let's be honest here. He had been good for so long. It's like he had that one bad split in his career. 2. He played bad in the 2015 summer split too. That was atrocious.
Yeah, but then he just came back and
he came back. Those Vayne out plays he did with. Oh my god. Oh, but it's like he had that really bad one stand-up split in his whole career, and everyone was just shitting on him. I was like, come on, guys, that's not fair. That's actually stupid. Everyone else gets a pass, but it's Sneaky, so you want to put that whole double standard bullshit.
Yeah,
it's crazy,
like that's the thing. Is like, yeah, he had a bad split to end his career. But who's to say that he wouldn't do the same thing he did in 2015 and come back and be better?
Yeah, like in 2016, he played fine. I think most of his career was fine. He was just always a secondary carry. He knew what his role was in the team. There's a lot of players who don't know their roles in the team. Yeah. I like other players on every other teams where they're in the LPL, the LCK, or the LCS. They don't really know their role. Sneaky knows his role. He's a secondary carry. He'll dish out damage. Laning phase not too great. He just has to get past his laning phase, and he'll dish out a bunch of damage in team fights.
Well, also what was great with Sneaky is that he was like the anti-drama player.
Yeah,
like nothing bad ever happened around that guy for the entire time he played.
Bro, I still remember
Licorice I disagree.
Oh my god.
Yo, remember the part that's where he wasn't playing anymore?
Oh my god. That situation gets blown out of proportion so much. Literally, Licorice said the management came up to every player and asked what they want to change. Literally, it's higher than Nisky and Licorice that wanted things changed. Like, Sneaky never understood that. It wasn't them initially, it was other people, implying Reaper, coaching staff, Jack. Jack owns the org. He wanted to change. It wasn't necessarily him. They just gave their feedback. They said, our bot lane sucks. Our bot lane can't play Santa Tom Kench in Season 9. Fuck!
I mean, to be fair,
100%
fair, a change needed to happen.
Yeah, like Sneaky,
a change had
Sneaky
to happen.
And I love
Sneaky had,
Vulcan.
yeah, like
so,
Sneaky had
yeah.
been Sneaky had been on Cloud9 for 7-6 years. We had never had a new ADC. I was like, then everyone in the group was like, he's gonna suck. Give him a chance. We've never had a new one. How would you know this guy?
Do you know how much I got shit on?
Right?
For like
same
even
here.
suggesting that Sven was gonna be good and like an upgrade from
Sven's
Sneaky?
always been mechanically better.
It was hilarious. They were like,
Sven-
"Oh my god, how can you say that?" And
I was like, if you compare it, Sven has 4 trophies, and he was like, Sven does
just real quick though, I do have to go.
Yeah.
But it's been really awesome. But yeah, awesome
See you
show
later,
so
man.
far.
Thank you,
Yeah,
man. For
have
being
fun,
here,
guys. Bye bye.
But it was like Sven has 4 trophies. He's been to Worlds in top 4 too. Like they pretty much have the same career, except for Sven has like a few more titles. It's like, come on, guys.
Yeah,
like,
and Sven's been to an MSI final too.
Yeah, people forget that too. It's like no one was. I wasn't just suggesting Sneaky should have been. Okay, I kind of was. I wanted to change for a while, but what I was saying was like, give this guy a chance, because everyone knows on TSM you kind of look more bad compared to other teams you go to. Like, let's be honest here. Wild Turtle, when he instantly left TSM back in 2015 after that World Championship, he looked way better on Immortals. He looked like
That's
a
why I'm so
completely different
excited
player.
for Sword Art coming here, because the team that picks up Sword Art after TSM is just going to do fucking amazing.
Cloud9 just buy Sword Art after Vulcan Cloud I can Sword Art for Cloud9 in 2022. I'm already predicting it right now.
I'm just curious though, like, how do you feel? And I know we're talking about TSM, but like, what if because Broken Blade and Niski, they've been playing in NA for a while. What if they really do well in LEC? Is it gonna be like maybe we should have kept these guys? Like, how do you guys feel about that?
No, well, for Niski, I think we knew Niski was a good player. He played well in North America. He just wasn't the type of mid laner Cloud9 wanted at this point.
I think Niski's a fine player. Niski's a good guy, fine player, but Niski, there's a ceiling to Niski. That's the issue.
Well, they were going to keep Niski until until the Oceanic League shut down, and they were able to get Fudge. And then as soon as Perks, like, who else would you have traded Niski for, like, realistically?
Unless they bought Power of Evil, I didn't think anybody else would be.
And Power of Evil was like nobody was gonna be able to get Power of Evil except for TSM. Like, they had pretty much locked that in almost entirely.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying that, like, I'm looking at like LEC and I'm thinking, wow, like, because I was trying to bring up a topic on Travis's show, and I saw, like, I feel like honestly the only like the if we were to do power rankings there, but we're not, it's wide open from 10 to 3 in LEC, honestly.
Like,
outside of G2 Fnatic, it's not like Rogue's not the same. Matt, well, not gonna lie, guys, you gotta admit, Arma did Orome dirty.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. If Broken Blade goes over to EU and is a really good player, all of a sudden, I'm just gonna chalk it up to TSM doing TSM.
Well, I mean, that's an easy thing to say. TSM has been fucking up import players for longer than we really care to think about. There you go.
You can say amazing to a certain extent.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, but since Yellowstar,
Yellowstar especially. Oh my god.
Star.
Let's buy a shot calling support and not listen to him and have Beerson and Doublelift take over the team. Whoa.
Yeah. If you told me Niski's gonna get even better next year, I'd be like, yeah, makes sense. He took a step forward last year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This year he took
and
a step
Niski
forward.
kept his promise. Hey, he said he was gonna get Cloud9 title. Hey man, that's something that Casino have forever now, and that's good.
Yeah.
And he had it. Jensen couldn't get us a title, and I think he played with worse teammates when Jensen was running with Cloud9. But Niski got something for Cloud9 they hadn't had in years, and that's something that all look at and go, "Hey, man, you did it. You're proving yourself now."
We finally got one of the easy trophies where they got rid of him entirely.
Yeah,
dude. Oh my god, bro. That's what sucks about having a spring split is there's just one less trophy now. That sucks, honestly.
It makes the season more compelling, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's true.
There's only one trophy.
I just missed the 2 trophies though, because let's be honest here. Without spring splits, Perks and Faker wouldn't have as many trophies as they would have. Like Perks has 9, Faker has 10. They wouldn't half of those are spring split trophies too. So I think there's always a double-edged sword. The last topic tonight is Nuguri going to the LPL. That's what you guys. So one person put in the Discord group. He might be joining what? Fun Plus Phoenix.
Yes, and SOFM is reported to go there too.
Are who?
SOFM. They said that.
Whoa.
Rumor.
Fun Plus is back, baby. Let's go. They're running it back.
Fly, Phoenix, fly!
But it's
After
not
being
confirmed.
burnt. Bro, there were a dead Phoenix on the ground getting shot repeatedly. Now they just gain new wings and we're like, oh, time to start flying away with new players. You know what's weird? Khan has done this repeatedly. Khan left Longju, went to SKT, Longju, Dragon X, SKT, FPX. Now he's on the other world winner, Damwon. Khan, you getting figured out, boy? You getting figured out, my dude?
Khan, you mean the mercenary?
Khan just goes to the last world championship winner.
Yeah, he just goes around, plays for the highest bidder. That's all he does.
He's like, guys, I'm flexible. I can play everything now. Nope,
I mean,
guys, no.
I think Nuguri is trying to establish. I mean, if people are forking, like, let's be honest, like LPL is pretty competitive, and like there's 16 teams, so to even get into the playoffs, you know, you got to do a lot, and I feel like he wants to. I think he's trying to do, and I hate comparing basketball. I think he's trying to do a LeBron where, you know, I've been in the East Coast. I mean, LCK is not the East Coast. That's not what I'm saying. He's like, Lord. I've been in LCK. Let me go into LPL, up my game up. And, like, I mean, I think it's a good move, personally. Like, you're going to be going up against 369 a lot, Ben still. There's, like, you know, other top laners that I can't think of, which I do know, but like you guys probably might not know. But there's just there's Zoom, you know what I mean? So like, I think it's good, and it works. I think because Doinby's play style, and like Nuguri is one of those people that gets the resources, but actually does it really well. I don't blame him for leaving LCK at all. Like, why not test the market? Like,
yeah, hey, you just won Worlds. Why not test the market? See what teams are going to pay.
There was actually someone who was trying to convince me online that money had nothing to do with any of the. Yeah, what? We're not getting into this, okay?
Please, I'll lose my brain.
I mean,
it was bad. Anyways, so I 100% understand why players would go to another region, considering Korea, like. Not a lot of people realize this, but Korea pays their players shit. They get paid, like, on average, about $155,000 a year, which in League of Legends is, when we're talking about, you know, players who get $4 to $6 million buyouts plus contracts and stuff, it's like...
Probably the highest academy player.
Bro. Yeah.
Yo, our academy players make more than that. What the fuck?
Dude, crazy thing. The entire Team Liquid roster would pay the majority of Korean League of Legends team salaries, minus like the superstars.
Wiggly is going to be on CLG Academy. Wiggly's going to be on CLG Academy next year. Wiggly could make more than Faker.
Dude, it's a good thing the import rules in North America are in place, because otherwise we would just bought Korea at this point.
Yeah, we really would have.
But I think Korea and is franchising. So that
they're gonna get a pay increase by being franchised actually.
But nice. So wait, does that mean that FunPlus's roster is gonna be like Tian, Doinby, Nuguri, Crisp, and SOF?
Yeah.
Oh.
No,
yeah.
When I was watching that nesting that Warren brought up, LWX was playing on their backup team. So maybe they have a new ADC now, and they could be playing PP God.
Oh, the Nest. So Nest is like scrimming, so people like they can see their like players. So it's nice to like, you know, because it's like the last patch before. Mm-hmm. So it like we don't really know, because I was like, when I saw Khan left the roster, I'm like, why would they get rid of Khan? Man, they had some guy that I have no idea. I don't even remember his name, because I was big. I was hyping up on. I mean, I'm not an I'm actually, the teams I like are VG and OMG, but that's a different story. But like,
oh, God bless your soul, bro.
Have you seen OMG's facility? Bro. Look it up one day. Just look it up. But anyway, with those, like with the Nest, that's basically like a scrim, so they get to see things, and I think it's good. I think that's gonna make, honestly, it's gonna make even more people tune into LPL more, because like Nuguri was like, everybody was like, well, we're gonna see Nuguri for like 369. Now Nuguri's in LPL, so now it's gonna be. I wouldn't be surprised if you see numbers increase in Twitch and stuff like that. You know, they increased it.
That's insane though, but that's also sad because that means Dom 1 is like gutted.
No, not to say that roster except for Khan.
And
everyone else is the same.
Everyone else is the same.
But that's the thing though. So the argument would be, is Khan a downgrade from Nuguri? I think so.
Yeah.
But it's not like that bad though.
You're trading. I don't know, fucking King Kong or Godzilla for King Kong. Yeah.
You kind of still like, it's like what the whole G2 situation. It's like with perks and caps. You don't really lose out in that situation though. No. I think Khan has good upsides. Khan's just not flexible. Khan can't really play weak side properly. He kind of pushes too much. Doesn't really play well with the jungler. Traditionally well.
Given the current season and how things are potentially going, that could actually be a substantial upgrade. Yeah. So, Jesus Christ.
But that's pretty much it, unless you guys have anything else. Oh, when Travis brought up the whole veteran situation, where all the vets are pretty much gone except for like Jensen, Someday, and Court JJ, right?
X-Smithy.
X-Smithy too. Yeah, because we don't know where he's. Yeah, we don't know where X-Smithy's at.
Is Jensen really a quote unquote veteran? He hasn't been around. He's only been here since like what, season 5, season 4?
I wouldn't put him in the same category. So there was Zion Spartan or Darshan or whatever the hell he's going by right now. X-Smithy.
Meteos.
Is Meteos still playing? Did he get a team?
No, he's a free agent though.
He's a free agent, I thought.
Don't worry, he'll have a team midway through the season when somebody gets rid of their jungler.
Oh, that's true.
CLG. CLG Meteos. Oh god.
Yeah, no, it's sad to see, but at the same time, like, holy shit.
The league really did change, though. I mean,
yeah.
Like coming into 2020, most of the players were still the same. Like everything is still the same. But people gotta understand. I think the players got switched out not because of name brand, because the level of gameplay was horrible. The level of gameplay, guys, was really bad from these guys. It was bad. Like, so I understand. I'd rather take a chance on something new than run back the same exact thing. I know there's been like debate videos on rookies are overvalued and veteran players are gonna get you success.
The people who say that are the same people who who look at the statistics of like, during a horse race and be like, this horse has a 0.3% chance of winning that is higher than it's like statistics matter substantially less as the players become older and older and older, and you have all of these rookie players who are arguably hungrier to actually prove something. And honestly, if anyone who's sleeping on a hungry rookie is probably gonna get their legs swept in whatever lane they're about to take on. Like,
I don't think people are being fair with the rookies though, because at one point the veterans we have now were at one point rookies. They grew, they got better, they had high highs, low lows, and then I think the reason though is just
because they grew with the league though.
Yeah.
So like anyone who remembers season 1. Like when like there wasn't even really an 80 carry, it was just like pick the tankiest champions with like whoever scaled the hardest at the time. Yeah, there you go. Like the quality of games and the quality of play increased so much leading up to like season 4 and season 5, and. So yeah, it's going to take a few people, some of the newer players who weren't really around, or some of the newer fans who weren't really around to see the rise of the LCS. It's going to take them a little while to understand that these veteran players literally grew with the league.
Yeah.
So yes,
they had the benefit of growing with the league. These players don't. You're kind of just thrusted in. You hope to do well. They don't do well.
Yeah.
Like, see. I hope when some of the new guys don't duel, you get another new guy instead of going back to a veteran, because that'll start the same cycle over again. It's going back to veterans, because I think people now want just new players. But the problem with getting new players is NA doesn't really have a lot of new players. It's just how our region is.
Well, now we do, and we'll see how it goes.
Well, because you asked, you were asking. The only thing I was gonna bring up is, I honestly, and this is the only thing I think I would want. I think it was honestly the best move for Perks. Him leaving was the best move because we, for one, we get to see new talent rise and a new mid, okay, outside of Caps, who's the next EU mid laner? You know, there, like nobody. I mean, nobody can really say, right? And like I don't know. I think G2 might be better.
Be the best mid laner in NA.
Confirmed. I think G2 might be better, honestly, with Perks leaving, because they can. Reckless is not the he's like, you know, of course he's a pretty good Western player too. He's not gonna want resources. He's gonna be. I mean, he's very good. I'm sorry, he's very good. But like,
there you go.
I think Wonder, and I think we're gonna see Wonder and Caps really unload, and that's like my only thing to bring about. And I'm gonna be watching because I want to see, like, I like this new age. I love change. I love seeing like this new renaissance of League, like now coming in, and all these changes with the tournaments and everything, and even with the items too. So this is like, it's pretty refreshing, though. Like, you know, I'm waiting for the Rel release because, you know, Broken Champion, as always, a better Leona in my opinion. But yeah, that's basically what I had to say.
Perks undoubtedly will probably be the most popular player in the league by default coming in. That guy has so many fans. They have people literally switching from being Fnatic fans just to being G2 fans because of freaking. Dude, I saw so many like Fnatic fans that were like Reckless fans to switch to G2. I was like, oh my god, you fake motherfucker.
Yeah, let's not get it back, because I got a lot of baggage for the people who are like, oh, this player left. I'm not a fan of TSM. You weren't a fan to fucking start with, all right? Just
Yeah, like I tried to tell you weren't a fan. Like, I don't want to follow players though, because players change all the time though. So if Sneaky retires, who do I follow then? Because Sneaky's retired. I guess I'm just lonely then. I guess I'm homeless now.
No, you follow his variety streams.
Hell yeah, let's go.
Oh Lord, oof. But that's pretty much it. We had a great show tonight, actually. See you guys later. Like, comment, subscribe. Most of all, enjoy. I'm the Nightwing. Way of Life Esports is signing out, guys. Peace. You guys have a great night. Happy holidays until we get to Christmas. What do you guys give me for my birthday next week?
A subscription to Sneaky's OnlyFans.
All right, we're done.